Before we begin, take just 1 second. If you respect history, if you value real money over paper promises, and if you don't want to miss hidden treasures like this ever again, make sure you subscribe right now. This channel is for people who understand that coins are not just metal, they are witnesses to power, change, and survival. Subscribe, and let's begin. Hold this coin in your mind for a moment. Imagine its weight resting in your palm. Cold, solid, unchanging. This is not a modern digital number on a screen. This is real. This is a South Africa 5 Rand coin from 1994, a year that shook the world, a year that changed a nation forever. And what most people don't realize is that coins born during moments like this carry stories far more valuable than their face value. 1994 was not an ordinary year. If you lived through it, you remember the tension in the air. If you followed world events, you remember the headlines. South Africa stood at a crossroads between its past and its future. Decades of division, struggle, and international pressure were reaching a breaking point. The old system was ending, and something completely new was being born. And right in the middle of this historic transformation, this 5 Rand coin was struck. Coins like this are not made in peaceful silence. They are born in noise, debate, uncertainty, and hope. Governments don't just mint coins, they make statements. Every detail matters. The metal choice, the size, the imagery, even the year stamped onto it. This coin does not whisper history. It speaks it loudly. For men who understand value, real value, this is where attention sharpens. Because history does not repeat itself easily. A nation only transitions once in this way. A year like 1994 will never happen again. And any object created during such a moment becomes a physical artifact of change. Now think about this. Millions of people passed through that year without realizing they were standing inside history. But this coin knew. It absorbed it. It circulated through hands that were hopeful, fearful, determined, and proud. Workers, businessmen, farmers, soldiers, and everyday citizens carried it in their pockets. Each scratch, each mark, is silent proof that it lived through something extraordinary. The 5 Rand denomination itself carries meaning. This was not small change meant to be forgotten at the bottom of a drawer. It was a coin of presence. It had weight. It had authority. When someone handed it over, they felt it. And in 1994, feeling something solid mattered. Trust in systems was shifting, but metal remained honest. Collectors understand this deeply. Experienced men who have spent years around coins know that the most powerful pieces are not always the oldest. They are the ones born at turning points. This coin represents the end of one era and the beginning of another. It stands at the exact line between what South Africa was and what it would become. Look at the design in your mind. It was chosen carefully. Nothing accidental. Every symbol placed there was approved with intention. This was South Africa presenting itself to its own people and to the world. A message pressed into metal. A declaration that change had arrived and could not be reversed. What makes this even more compelling is how many people overlook it today. They see a coin and move on. They don't ask the right questions. They don't stop to consider the year. They don't connect the metal to the moment. And that is exactly why coins like this quietly rise in importance while others fade into obscurity. Men who are 35, 45, 55, 65 years old understand something younger generations often miss. You know that true worth is not always loud. Sometimes it sits quietly, waiting for the right eyes to notice. This coin is one of those pieces. It survived circulation. It survived political change. It survived economic uncertainty. And now, decades later, it still exists. That alone should tell you something. Weak things disappear. Strong things endure. There is also the psychological power of holding a coin from a year that changed global perception. South Africa in 1994 was watched by the entire world. Decisions made there echoed across continents. And this coin was part of that national moment. It is not just South African history. It is world history in your hand. Serious collectors look for 3 things: story, scarcity of moment, and emotional weight. This coin has all 3. The story is undeniable. The moment cannot be repeated. And the emotional weight is heavy, especially for those who lived through the news, the conversations, and the uncertainty of that time. Another important detail is that many of these coins were spent, lost, damaged, or melted over the years. Not all survived in collectible condition. Time always reduces numbers. And when numbers go down while interest goes up, something very predictable happens, but here's where suspense builds. Because most people still think in face value terms. They think 5 rand means 5 rand. They think only gold matters. They think only ancient coins are valuable. And that thinking causes them to miss opportunities hiding in plain sight. This coin is not screaming for attention. It doesn't need to. It waits for people who understand timing. Men who know that the best assets are often the ones ignored by the crowd until it's too late. Ask yourself this. How many objects from 1994 do you still own that carry national importance? Not many. Phones are gone. Paper is gone. Media is forgotten. But this coin remains exactly as it was minted. Untouched by software updates. Unchanged by politics. Solid, and that is why interest in coins like this continues to grow quietly. Not in hype, but in respect. Not in noise, but in demand from those who know what they are looking at. If you're still watching at this point, it's because something about this coin speaks to you. Maybe it's the history. Maybe it's the feeling of holding something real. Maybe it's the curiosity about what others have missed. Whatever it is, stay with me, because we are not even at the most powerful part yet. The value of an object is never just about money. It's about meaning first. And once meaning is established, money follows. Always. This 5 rand coin from 1994 stands as proof that transition creates artifacts, and artifacts become assets. And when the world looks back, it doesn't look at what was common. It looks at what represented change. In the final part, I will reveal why this coin has caught the attention of serious collectors, how perception has shifted over time, and finally, the number that surprises almost everyone when they hear it. But before I continue, tell me one thing.